Thank you, Les. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning, Aaron. I'm your half-brother. Half-brother. Actually, my real brother's name's Aaron as well. But it's just a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you, Pastor Les, for having me here this morning. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be sharing what God's done for me. There's nothing else that I would rather talk about. Just excuse my voice. If you think that I'm a bit congested in the sinuses, I am. So, but by the grace of God, we're going to get through it. You can hear me fine. I know you can hear me fine. And I know you can see my smile. And this is why I'm here, to tell you why I can smile. So many people come up to me and say, Nick, how come you smile so much? And this is why I want to share with you why I smile. The joy of the Lord is our strength. That's what we've been singing about. But what does that mean? Why are you happy? Why can we have joy this morning? And just to introduce myself, I am Nick Vujicic from Australia, and it took me a couple of days to swim across the oceans. And no, I actually love to swim. I jump in the pool, and you see my little foot down here. I actually paddle with my foot. This is my my little motor down here, and I'll refer to my foot here and there. But this is my chicken drumstick, because my dog sometimes thinks it's chicken. I have to hit him in the head a couple times. But I'm learning how to do sign language as well. You ready? Peace. How you doing? Two toes. No, but it's really cool. I actually jump inside the pool and I float like a life vest, and I have my little motor down here, and it's pretty cool how kids sometimes get scared. I love freaking kids out. It's so funny, man. There was this one little boy who goes, "What happened?" And I went up to him and I go, "Cigarettes." And I was in a plane one day, and I always hope for a space seat next to me for the extra elbow room, you know. My friends put me in the overhead compartment one day. It was my idea. I wanted to scare somebody. So they put me up there, closed the door. This guy came and he opened the door. Poor guy, I nearly gave him a heart attack, you know. Well, boo, you know. Like, don't worry, the restrooms are just over there. It's all good. Funniest story I can tell you right now is I was in a car one day, and when you see me from the outside of the car, you have no idea that I have no arms, no legs. And so we're at the traffic lights one day, and this car comes up next to us, and this girl's looking at me. And I'm like, cool, let's have some fun here. So I look at her, she looks at me, I grab the seatbelt in my mouth, and I loosen it like this. And then in the car seat, I just did this. She must have thought I did a 360 with my head, because she was like, it was phenomenal. Anyway, I just really want to do something here. I'm actually a huge fan of golf. I putt just to get my mind off things, go to a green, but I love soccer though. This is really cool. I just want to show you guys how far I can kick this. I'm a big fan of soccer. That is my favorite sport. Big fan of David Beckham. You know how he kicks that thing and I just, you know, the thing goes. But I'm practicing my kick, and I was just wondering if I can get a volunteer to catch a ball for me. Would you like to, sir? Wonderful. Yeah. Can you see my finger pointing at you? Just stand up. Yeah, beautiful. Now, what's your name? Jim. Nice to meet you, man. I'll shake your hand in a second. If you could move back a little bit, just want to show everybody how far I can kick this thing. Keep me on back. Keep me on back. I'm joking, man. I can't kick that far. Come forward. Keep me going forward. Pretty much where you started. Right there is good. All right, now, here we go, Jim. I'm just going to get ready for this. Got to get some good blood circulation here. Take a bit of a run up here. Just a little bit. Now what the church doesn't know is that I'm here to sue you for an arm and a leg. They really went out on a limb to have me here this morning. Oh. Now here we go. Just woo! No, I'm joking. I'm just kidding. All right, you ready, man? Now when you get this ball, don't throw it back because I can't catch. All right? Ready? Just come up here on stage when you're ready. Ready? 1, 2. Very nice, man. Come over here, man. Can I have you come round to the side? Now, I don't shake hands. Can I just have a hug, mate? Get to it right there. You know, many people... just hold this up for me, please. In Jim's hands is a DVD of mine, and the reason why we have a DVD about my story is because we see people's lives being changed. And I can't speak to everybody face to face. Can't go to every single church. Every single school. So we have these DVDs that are up the back for you. And my friend, I just want to give you that, man. And let's have a real quick game. Real quick game. All right. I want to give it to you for free, but you got to beat me at a game. All right. So just put the DVD right here. Okay. All right. Now put your right hand right here, please. We're going to play a game called Slappers. Okay. And what's going to happen is I'm going to slap you. All right. And you're going to move out of the way, but I'm first. If you get me, then you can try slap me, all right? But you're going to have to beat me first. You've got 5 shots, and if I miss you once out of the 5 shots, you get my DVD. Cool? Done? You scared?
No.
All right. I promise I won't lay a hand on you.
Bring it on.
All right. Here we go. Ready? Number 1. Are you ready this time? Sure. Okay. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to turn my face away, close my eyes, and if you cheat, then I'll really slap you. All right? I'm going to close my eyes. Is his hand still there? Are you ready, Jim? Now, really quick, I'm going to let you in, okay? You ready? Ready? 1, 2. Ooh. Give me a round of applause. Love you, man. Take your DVD, mate. Thanks a lot. Bless you. Just to let you know, notification, I don't normally say this, but our credit card machines don't have any reception out here. So if you want to get your DVD, you can go online if you want to use a credit card, or just write a check out there. But online, I want you to give us your email address, because we're going everywhere. We believe the Lord's taken us from nation to nation and just spreading the gospel, and basically this message that you're going to hear today. And I just hope that it's going to just touch your heart in a special way. I just want to start from the beginning of my life and tell you that I was born in a Christian home. My dad was the pastor of our church, and many people ask my parents, well, where's God? Where is God? You know, they had no medical reason, no warning, and the whole church was asking themselves, where is God? What happened? Why did God forget the pastor's son at his birth? And me as a child, I went to Sunday school and learned that Jesus loves me. This I know, for the Bible tells me so. And there were other things that the Bible said, but it didn't really make sense. For instance, in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, it says that God has a hope, plan, and a future for our lives. It says that His plan for us is to prosper us and not to harm us, to give us a hope and a future. And I'm like, well, what kind of hope and future do I have? I looked at my, friends at school, and they could do this and they could do that. And I'm like, God, you know what? If you're really real, then be true to your word. I honestly challenged God. I was angry at Him because I also knew the verse where it says, ask and you shall receive. And we know other verses in the Bible about our circumstances where it says, you have not because you ask not. Well, I asked for arms and legs, and He didn't give me arms and legs. And I thought to myself, God, the only way I'm going to be happy is if you give me arms and legs. I mean, it makes sense. If you're poor, if you think you're poor, the way that you're going to be happy is if you are rich, right? If you're unhealthy, then the only way you're going to be happy is if you get better. It makes sense in our minds. But the beautiful thing about God is that He can give you a joy that is not dependable on your circumstance. And then what does the enemy have? I mean, the enemy tries to bring us down. He tries to discourage you. And I had a lot of discouragement in my life. I mean, there were times in my life where I would really get angry at people when they say, "Hey Nick, everything's going to be okay." And I'm thinking, everything's going to be okay. I want to go up to him and headbutt him. You know what I mean? I'm like, how do you know how it feels to be in my shoes, metaphorically speaking, right? But you know, there are times in our life where we can't see the light at the end of the road. And at age 8, I used to think about the future. And I'm like, God, you know what? You're going to have to give me arms and legs, because if you don't, I don't think I'm going to be able to be happy. I used to think to myself, am I going to get a girlfriend? Am I ever going to get married? And I used to think, even if I ever did get married, I can't even hold my wife's hand. You know, I won't be able to dance with her on our wedding night, or when we have children. I mean, what kind of father am I going to be if I can't even put my arms around my kids when they're crying? These things were important to me. And you see, here it is. The Bible is right here, full of truths, full of purpose. The joy that we can have is all in the book. And to understand it, we need to study it. To study it, you need to read it. To read it, you need to open. Exactly. But there are times in life where you don't feel like opening this book. There are times in life where you don't feel like praying to God. And even if you are on that journey, on that path, you feel sometimes that you're in an impossible situation. And you take step by step by step, but sometimes you fall down. And to illustrate my point, I'm going to jump off the table, do a back twist. Am I pulling your leg? I'm going to do a back twist and land on the floor, okay? You ready? 1, 2. I'm joking, man. Are you serious? If I do that, I'll break my arm or something. All right. But here we go. Hello. So what do you do when you fall down? You get back up. Everybody knows to get back up, but how am I going to get up? There are times in your life where you're thinking, how am I going to get through this now? And you're like, God, I can't do this much longer on my own. And you come to this state where you are humbled. And you're saying, Lord, please take over. I want to be able to forgive the person who's hurt me, but I think it's impossible. I want to be able to trust in you that you've got my finances and my children and my parents in your hands. But it's only by His grace that we can ever have strength in God. Because He loves us so much. Those who call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Isaiah 40:31. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings like eagles. I couldn't fly on my own. I was shackled by fear and guilt. I was like, God, you need to change my life. You know what I realized? Can God change my circumstances? Yes. Is there a miracle that my God cannot do? He can do all things. And you know what's so beautiful? Is that I prayed for arms and legs, and I've realized that He's more interested in changing my heart than my circumstance. And I pray for my miracle, and I can believe for my miracle, but you know what's so beautiful about the joy of the Lord? Is that if He doesn't give you the miracle, you can be the miracle for somebody else. That you can relate to somebody else's pain and say, you know what? I held on to God. God held on to me. If you hold on to God, God will hold on to you. Nothing is impossible for my God to do. He will give you strength to get up in the most impossible situations like this. Oh, Kyle, I'm going to need you. Let me get up, sorry, first. Yeah, sorry. Is that cool?